Hello, hello. This is the My Artifact episode number 2000. Sorry, 3936. Okay, that is good. Okay, that is good. Today's date is March 12, 2026. It's been almost like a morning at 9:15 a.m. All right, let's just jump to the question. All right. Okay. Okay. So, question is, how can I design the first step of this habit so that it take less than 2 minutes to begin? Okay. What exactly is this question, and why am I asking this question to myself? This like a couple of days ago, I read a book, Atomic Habit, really good book. I wanted to implement the value that book taught me. How do I do that? I went to ChatGPT, kind of like a say that ki I read this book. I wanted to implement the value. Suggest me 20 questions so that I would supposed to be asked myself honestly and add implementation in my life. So ChatGPT kind of like a suggest me 20 question. This is one of those question. By the way, the question is actually written on the mobile phone. Means it's on PDF. And while recording, I can't do this. So that's why I wrote the question in here. Okay, that is. By the way, I'm reading this book now. How to Win and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. Really good book. Highly recommend to you to read that book. All right, yeah. So the question is that how can I design the first step to the habit so that it takes less than 2 minutes to begin? Okay, what exactly is this thing? What is exactly that question? Well, habit forming, or maybe kind of like a good habit forming, takes a very it kind of like a felt very difficult to do it at the beginning level. Why? Because yeah, it is very difficult. I'm gonna tell you my habit. Okay, yeah, that what I've been through and things and that. So let's take a artifact episode. Okay, yeah. So this artifact is a kind of like a self reflection process. Like I usually record I usually kind of like a record artifact every single day, sometime twice in a day, to talk about what exactly happened in my life, things that a kind of like a self realization. Okay, yeah. I ask question to myself and giving the honest answer so that I would understand myself much more better. Okay, yeah. But when I started the artifact, I didn't really know anything about that. I didn't really know anything about that. What kind of like a value do I get, or nothing really at all. I started artifact as a kind of like a something as a kind of like a that key show off something like that. I don't know how to supposed to explain this thing, but I watch a movie named kind of like a something Avatar movie, James Cameron Avatar movie first. And in that movie, the people who actually kind of like record the log, okay, yeah, they kind of like simply record that key this happened, this happened, this happened, and this happened. Okay, yeah. And I was like a really like a really inspired by the people who are kind of like doing it, that like they are kind of like talking about their daily life and things and that and that. Why? In the story, in that movie, in that story, the people usually forget their memory couple of period of time, so it is really essential to them to record what exactly happened to them, so that they will kind of like memorize and things and that, so they just record their log. I really fascinate, like this is the first time I kind of like seen that particular stuff, and I was like yeah, I can able to do this thing. Okay, yeah, I can able to be record my log and things like that. So by the way, this movie was released in 2009. Okay, yeah, 2009, yeah, probably. And 2000, I'm not really sure 2009 or 2011, but way before artifact. Okay, yeah. So I decided that I should supposed to be record this kind of like a stuff, but I didn't know how to do that. Then basically at the 11th of February 2015, I started recording my artifact. And basically this thing, artifact is a name, is actually also came from the cartoon series Avatar the Last Airbender. When like basically this artifact means like artifact is a property. Like I have this kind of like a property that is called artifact. Like let's just say that ki this is a book, okay, yeah, How to Win and Influence People by Dale Carnegie, okay, yeah. So this is book for me, okay. Why? Because I bought this. But for the Dale Carnegie, this book is artifact for him, okay, yeah. Because he created this particular book, he wrote this book, okay, yeah. From his point of perspective, this book is a artifact for him, but for me it's a book, okay, yeah. So this is what it is. Artifact is a kind of like a something your own property. Okay. So basically it's this thing that na ki, and where do I word came from? I get this word from Avatar the Last Airbender, okay. And in the Avatar Last Airbender, it's an animated movie, animated web series, TV series by the way. When Prince Sozan kind of like Avatar Roku kind, Prince Sozan kind of like gave the gift to the Avatar Roku, this kind of like artifact, and given to them. I just literally hit that word artifact, and I decided that I should supposed to be record this artifact. I should supposed to be name as an artifact. I don't want to name as a log, okay, yeah, my log. No, I wanted to say my artifact. Like this is me, I'm talking that and that and that. So this is my artifact, episode number 1, 2, 3, and that. So I started in 11th of February 2015. By the way, why I started at 11th of February 2015, that's a whole another story. Okay, I will not gonna talk about that because I already mentioned this thing. But my initial plan was that yeah, I should supposed to be record my artifact from the beginning of this year, beginning of this 2015 year. Means I started that ki 1st of January 2015 I should supposed to be start my artifact episode. The problem is that ki I couldn't able to do that. Why? Because I think that na ki that push really required to kind of like a record artifact. I didn't really have that push at that time. Okay, yeah. Push means what? A kind of like somebody is this thing na ki like have you ever experienced that ki something wrong happened to you, and something wrong happened to you, you decided that no, I will not gonna kind of like somebody that ki this wrong thing will not gonna happen to me, so I will gonna take a kind of like somebody step to not to do this happen. So yeah, like basically is this thing that day was actually happened at 11th of February 2015, and I started recording artifact. At that time I was not even considered as a habit. I was considered that a kind of like somebody that ki I should supposed to be record my artifact. Like I record, and it was really like awkward. Like I don't know how to supposed to explain the way that I'm trying to talk you right now, like in front of this mobile phone. I cannot able to be talk at that time. Like literally what I did, I just mount my mobile phone over here, okay, yeah. I was kind of like I'm just sit behind, okay, yeah, like basically other side, okay, yeah. And now I mount my phone over here night at almost like a 9:30 or maybe 9:30 p.m. Turn on the flashlight, started recording selfie camera. No, not like a back camera, okay. Started the recording, and I kind of like a record the artifact. It was very like awkward. I don't know how we were supposed to talk, and yeah, I record just maybe 2-3 minutes, probably, yeah, 2-3 minutes, not that much, okay, yeah. Then I stop, and then I kind of like see that artifact. I was like really ashamed. I probably delete that artifact. My first artifact might be I deleted. I'm not really sure. Probably I deleted or not, because it was kind of like a very awkward to record artifact. Like it's very awkward to talk to yourself, na. Why should you supposed to be kind of like a talking to yourself and kind of like a things that it's a very much awkward. But I still managed to continue Artifact. Okay, yeah. Sometimes now I don't really have any stuff to say. Like sometimes I just kind of like say my early Artifact. It's just like, okay, I just say I wake up, I did this, I did that, and that, and that. That's it. Like within a 2-3 minutes, I just end my Artifact. Okay, yeah. My early Artifact is not really that much productive. Nothing really at all. It just like just turn on the recording and things and that and that. But I kept continue that thing. But one thing is that video Artifact was very much painful. Like I started recording video Artifact. Like first Artifact was my video Artifact. But it was so awkward, so hesitate, and so not good to watch. Like not good to means like I was not able to watch that video and things and that and that. And it is very much painful to do this thing. Why? Because there are a lot of things really required. I need a tripod, I need a mobile phone, kind of like a torch and things. And another thing that how do I supposed to have this thing? Another thing is that a privacy. I should supposed to be record Artifact on the rooftop. Okay, like right now I'm on the rooftop and things and that and that. At that time, doing this thing, doing video Artifact, it's not kind of like if I would gonna violate the privacy and things and that. So I don't want that. I want privacy. Like I want that no one will gonna know that what I'm doing and things and that. So I switched to the audio Artifact episode. And audio Artifact means like a recorder. I have audio recorder application. I just press it and I started recording. Okay, yeah. And it is a bit more convenient. Video Artifact episode is little bit of kind of like a something that I just feel like that someone is actually looking at me. But audio Artifact episode is a kind of like a very much convenient. I could kind of like a walk and I would supposed to be record Artifact and things and that. And since then I kind of like a simply make my Artifact every day. Okay, yeah. Let me tell you one thing. This habit, or is it habit? I'm not really sure. But at the beginning, my Artifact was not really that much. Like I just record just 2-3 minutes and that's it. Sometimes I just don't. Okay, yeah. Like sometimes I didn't really record Artifact. Why? It is kind of like a really awkward and things and that. I found a way to I found a way to make that particular process make more easy. So that I kind of like a record audio Artifact episode. Audio Artifact episode is a bit more convenient and things and that, which helped me to kind of like a continue this recording Artifact even more longer period of time. And since then, it kind of like a became my habit. Like basically the question is actually say this thing that in every habit that you wanted to implement in your life, you should supposed to be start big. Okay, like sorry, start small, not big. Start small. Okay, yeah. If you start big, then it might not gonna work out, because what is actually habit? Habit means the activity that you do every single day. That is called habit. Okay, yeah. So this is what it is now. Okay, if you wanted to implement any kind of like an activity in your life, you have to do it in very small step, like a very small. Okay, yeah. Like there is a one thing that I wanted to kind of like actually mention. Last year, November 2025, November or October maybe, I subscribed couple of application, Lumosity, Elevate, Brilliant, and Duolingo. These are the 4 application. I bought the subscription pack. Okay, yeah. And because I bought the subscription pack, I was kind of like simply very much spending so much amount of time to kind of like simply doing this brain training and things and that. This is really good habit too. Okay, yeah. Like these are all apps are kind of like a brain training and things and that. Okay, yeah. And I was kind of like spending so much amount of time, literally like basically I'm spending almost like 3 hours on these 4 applications. 3 hour. Like Lumosity and Brilliant takes 1 hour each. Okay, yeah, that means 2 hour. And the Elevate and Duolingo will take half an hour. Also, basically I'm spending almost like a 3 hour of kind of like a spending my entire time on this application. By the way, application was really good, there is no wrong with that thing. But what I realized that it kind of like hampered my other activity. I was kind of like doing content creation, and I cannot able to be focused on content creation because my most of the time is actually going on that brain training application and things and that. So then I kind of like did it for almost like a 10 to 15 days, and then after that I quit. I literally quit. Okay, yeah. And then I never done that. Like never done that means like that I, for almost like probably like a December, January. Okay, yeah. 2 months I haven't really done that. Like I haven't really touched that thing because it's kind of like a consuming too much amount of time and things and that. And that is why I realized that if you try too much, like if you wanted to think that this is a kind of like a habit which kind of like add value in my life, so I would supposed to be do more. If you do more, then probably it will not gonna kind of like a sustain for longer period of time. And same thing happened. I kind of like a thought that this brain training application will gonna add so much amount of value and things and that, so I should supposed to spend more and more time over there. But then I realized that no, I can't, because when it take too much amount of time and energy of yours, your brain wanted to not to do that thing. Your brain wants that you shouldn't supposed to do that thing. And same thing happened with me. I never really wanted to do that thing, and I never really did that. But in February, this year February 2026, I decided that I shouldn't supposed to be spend so much amount of time. I should supposed to spend almost like a just like a basic training, just basic training. I would not gonna go to kind of like a full training, no, just basic training. Okay, yeah. So I kind of like activate basic mode. Okay, yeah. And kind of like spending almost like a 5 to 10 minute on application. Right now I am using those 4 application: Lumosity, Brilliant, Elevate, Duolingo. These are 4 application. Also I highly suggest you to use that thing. Do not buy subscription. Okay, do not buy subscription, just free version. Whatever the free version kind of like offer you, just use that thing. Okay, yeah. So basically is this thing that I was kind of like doing, and it takes almost like just 20 minutes to kind of like get all my brain training and things and that. I started in February, beginning of the February, and it's been almost like a month. And right now I could feel that I could make it continue. Okay, I could make it continue. I could make it kind of like something that continue for kind of like a rest of the lifetime and things and that, because it's not really consuming that much amount of time and energy and things and that. This is a kind of like a really good example that if you try too much, or if you put so much amount of energy to kind of like assembly think that this habit will gonna add value, then that habit is not a habit. It's just kind of like a project will gonna end at some certain period of time. Make sure that whatever the habit that you wanted to implement in your life, it should supposed to be consume very less amount of time and very less amount of energy. If it does, then and only then you will be consistent. Let me tell you one thing: the value that good habit that you get along the time, not today or not tomorrow. Okay, along the time means like if I continue this thing, like basically I am kind of like a recording artifact for last 11 years. Because of this thing, my mindset is changed forever. Literally just like that because of I'm doing this thing for like a 10-20 minute and what I'm talking shit and things and that, I could talk this way. I could basically I'm implementing the value inside of my life much more better and things and that is because of that I spend I will continue this artifact for longer period of time. If I just continue this reading book longer period of time, or if I use my brain training application for rest of the lifetime, then it will gonna add value. Not today, not tomorrow. This is what it is. Okay, yeah. There is also another example that I wanted to mention. Okay, yeah. One of my friend who decided who wants to kind of simply reduce the weight. Okay, yeah. He has a weight of almost like a 90 kg or things like that. I'm not really sure, but he is a kind of a little bit heavyweight. The doctor suggested that you should supposed to do exercise. He was very pumped up. Okay, he thinks that no, I should supposed to do that and that. So he joined the gym. Okay, yeah. he run 45 minutes non-stop, more than sometimes he kind of like a run 1 hour, literally non-stop. He was kind of like a running for 1 hour straight. I said to him, why are you kind of like a running that long, like a just run 30 minutes, that's it. He said, no, I wanted to reduce my weight and things and that, and he was kind of like a very much pumped up. And he did this thing for almost like a month, literally month. Then after that he reduced the weight, he got almost like a maybe like a 10 kilo weight. He's kind of like a reduced sometime, I'm not really sure, but he reduced the weight. And then after that he never really run, he didn't really run. He joined the gym. He went to the gym for almost like a month or maybe a month or two, and then after that he skipped the gym. And that's what I realized, that now if you put too much amount of effort and energy on building a habit, that is not habit, literally not habit. So make sure that whatever the habit that you do, like reading a book or recording artifact or running, make sure you do less and over the time improve. Okay, yeah, same thing happened with the running. When I decided to run, I cannot able to be run 30 minutes. I decided that I should supposed to be run 30 minutes, but I can't. So I decided instead of 30 minutes, I should supposed to be run 5 minutes. So 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 and 30 minutes. Like this transition from 5 minutes to 30 minutes, it take me almost like a 6 months, like literally 6 months to reach from 5 minutes to 30 minutes. So basically, and after this, right now I could able to be run 30 minutes without putting that much amount of effort, without putting anything at all. Right now when I run, my entire body went to autopilot. Literally I just don't know what exactly happened. I'm just listening music and that's it. Okay, so this is what it is. This is what kind of like a somebody is this thing, that na ki a small step is kind of like add so much amount of big value. Don't think about big step, don't do it. Okay, if you are able to do this thing, you might not gonna do for longer period of time. So yeah, this is the kind of like a stuff. So if you wanted to any kind of like a activity or habit that you wanted to build, just start small, and along the time, throughout the time, improve it. Or yeah, so this is it. Thank you.